The gallery worked for me as a grid, like I follow the lines that they were already in the space, and so it works like one of these pieces is again reproduce it, and then the pieces are trying to stretch or to open this grid. I approach into the structure the same that I did it into the pieces. And then of course I wanted to create reference of the windows and all these lines coming in. It was already in my mind because the way I was building the pieces, it has that level, that very high level of light object pieces, then it has these skin color frame pieces, then these two black that open and stretch, and then all these grids suspended. So it really has it just happened like an explosion, like one of these drawings, it's no? Whole one idea of this. The conception of a show, it's always every piece. I'm very focused into the general, like all of them, but also into the detail. No? Inside of each one is like a micro and macro. What I really like to create here is a journey, like you enter into a journey, and then you have to follow somehow, and then your first impact starts to change, to be more, you start to really travel inside of the show. So this fact of levitation is the best way to show, first of all, kind of a dreamy feeling, like wow things, but also to give lightness to elements that are so heavy, but suddenly they look like they are just lines, like again, like a drawing in the space. They turn more like concepts floating around. It's also a show that has a very precise palette, color palette of the selection. I'm building something, building these lines. So as you can see, all of them are vertical lines. We choose to have, just to suggest, because they're not really grids or grills, they're just like a drawing. They have 2 or 3 just to show you that could be. And then the object, it's always in this situation that it's on top of it, or it's inside, or it's trapped. And this is the best example, like it's really inside, there's no way to go. But in a way it's alive, and by the grid it can have all this body. So the grid is the one that gives the possibility to move somehow, to exist. And this piece, I start thinking on this one in a very flat way, and then we feel that the object really wanted to come out, and then we broke it, and then it came out, and then suddenly it was in the space, and it's really like running out. So it turned into very expressive sculpture. And the way we were working, it's also, we wanted to show that there was the process there, that it's not, they're not pretty things or pretended to be clean or decorative. They must have this kind of memory. And the best sample of that is this, because the process of making it's also so beautiful. It gives so many, I don't know, there's so many things to take from there. And then the idea of working on top of the leather came, so I could have a memory of the working of the building, and it turns into a drawing. And it's a drawing that, again, you have this duality between something that you try to control and all this freedom going out crazy. It's by spontaneous thing. So these pieces came after the process, and also the fact of burning the frame and just leave it like that it's so beautiful to preserve this moment. This is the first black Titan canvas that I show. It's really like emblematic. I've been presenting Titan canvas and working on this since many years, but this one is the first black. I used to have a white canvas as a screen in front of my room, and then stockings everywhere because I used to work them. So I don't know why, I started throwing the stocking into the canvas, and it was getting, you know, they have this texture, so the stocking was getting, and then it was moving slowly down and falling. So the first Titan canvas were very lazy, like just, and then the tension started to come. And for me, immediately what I saw was a drawing or a painting, because at the end, painting is just like extending a substance into a flat, no? So in this case, the substance is this reference to the body, the object. And for me, something that is very, very important as in art is like the idea of the individual. Like in Europe, we develop the aesthetic of the individual. And in this case, the object is so connected to the body and the reference of nudity, because it's an intimate, so I like them a lot, it really works. Yeah, I mean, they're works that have to be seen all from in between, and for example, the fact that they have a back, it's like we're getting into the intimacy of the piece, something that we never see, the back of a painting. When I start working in a show, I'm always trying to explore as many possible directions under the same kind of restrictions or concept. And then the idea of the grid as a quotidian state of living, somehow it turned into this piece, which I found it really funny to suggest this grid of baguettes in the minimum possible way, not just with two of them. And it's a piece that I could not resist to do. And then the entire show just drives you into the big installation that it's there, which is also, I thought that room as a project space inside of the show. So it's the show and it's the project intervention. We have a kind of a fascination for what's new. So we always want to see like the new piece, the new work. I think that art is not really about the new thing, it's about the original thing. Because the origin, just the word, it's something that drives you back to your origin, and then you come back from there. So passing through all these references, is that you can really give substance, you can give body to the concepts that you're playing with, and then you bring them to the present. And making reference is the best way for me to delimitate the proper position of the works that I'm doing. And this one, it's a work full of so many. And I was very lucky because when I started this performance and I burned, the first when I put the fire, it was directed to that place, in the chest, like in the heart, like, and then it burned all of it, but it made the hole. It naturally happened, so it opened this window, which is very beautiful, because if it would be a hole here, it would be not like a window, not like a painting, not like something that you can see through. And this is the moment when you turn back, and then you can see like the window over there. Then suddenly you have this light passing through the chair, like the view to the window, the view to the grid, and it creates it's a complete different image to have also all that wall included into the picture, and it's like the end of the show. What I really think art is so interesting is that you can build many layers, many realities, and a show can be interpreted in so many different ways depending who you are. So these layers are presented in the space, like it's a three-dimensional show, somehow, Then, for example, if you want to read this as a jail, of course, you just enter and you are inside of these cages and windows and you have the electric chair at the end. I mean, it's like, it's the whole process of being condemned, no? I also choose fire as an element. In every one of my shows, I always choose like an element, no? It's an earth show or a water show or windy show, and this is a really fire show. And also for the first time, it's clear that I am intervening, manipulating, making a real transformation. Very delicate, because at the end they're just drawings or in the space with the lines and on top of the leather. So this is really about making a mark in the, like a scarf, no? Like a,